I don't know too much history about the home, except that she had moved there a few years ago.
Okay.
She lived in El Centro as well because he's got the Micah Body Farms. They're running this like empire. She's not working. She was the homemaker. She was the mother, stay-at-home mom. And, after the separation, she filed for the divorce. That's when she moved to Pine Top, where I believe I read she was born and raised.
Right.
She's known. Her family's known. Former Miss Navajo County beauty pageant winner and went to school out there. So I'm sure her maiden name, I know people, small town community, everyone knows everyone. I bet neighbor said that she was a nice lady, kept to herself, said hello, hi and bye. But obviously that was a shocking thing to have that crime scene last for 4 days. That's what the sheriffs said, that scene was secured for 4 days as they combed through that and then used their digital evidence to figure out the trackings of the suspect now, Michael Labate. So waiting on that extradition where he will face that first degree murder charge pretty soon. He waived extradition. So
I remember when this first came out, where it was the initial statement from the Navajo County Sheriff's Office with woman was found, murdered.
November 20th.
Right.
It took about a month.
In the slow drip of information where we were trying to figure out who is this woman, and then it came out with those divorce proceedings like you were talking about, that, she was married to this guy who has quite a substantial claim in the Imperial Valley, quite a big power player. And
he said that money wasn't good. He said that the farming business was struggling the past 2 years. He even blamed the war in Ukraine and said that European countries were buying crops from Ukraine instead of buying from other countries. Like here, different excuses reasonings to write in divorce filings to hopefully not have to pay more alimony. And then meanwhile, she was saying she couldn't survive on this and that she was used to a certain lifestyle. And now she was struggling to pay utilities and keeping warm in the winter, saying that she had to chop wood and things like that. And just like her life had changed dramatically according to her. His as well, and it's just a sad state of events, and we don't know how many times he had seen her after the separation. And I asked that, had he been to the home any times in the past year, past months? But so that's where we're at with this case.
And he's innocent until proven guilty.
Yes,
clearly. But I always wonder about these, like you watch enough true crime. The husband's the number one suspect all the time, and if that comes out to be true, A, how does anyone think they're going to get away with that if they're the husband? B, so you're telling me you don't want to give up half of your fortune at the risk of losing all of your fortune and your freedom and your reputation and all you've worked for if it ends up being that way? It just is, the math doesn't add up to me. Yeah. The common sense, I know emotions take over, clearly, but
in a possible premeditated situation.
Then too, what's that drive time from El Centro? I mean, couldn't he call up a buddy and
7
go, hey,
hours.
you think this is a good idea?
Yeah.
maybe I should
what
turn
was
around.
going through his mind at the time? Obviously, the sheriff's office discussed multiple search warrants executed between November 30th and December 5th. You're looking at his business, his home in El Centro, and they talked to family members and friends, and all of them brought up the divorce as a focus. Not saying that that's the motive or what triggered this, but that's what a lot of witnesses were telling the investigators about this. So this involved a lot of agencies, including FBI too.
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, can you talk a little bit about with just the area of where this happened in Pine Top and Navajo County, where this is a smaller population area?
Yeah, it's in a remote area, very remote.
You don't have the infrastructure like you would for a larger case in Phoenix, per se.
All the houses are spread out, and even getting to the gate, if you were to get beyond her gates, you'd still drive down a gravel road, So, and these are big homes and trees everywhere, and so this was probably a very quiet event. It was one gunshot wound, and then the suspect was out of there, and the authorities believe it's Michael Labate. So,
well, Justin, I hope you spotted out a nice little hotel for yourself. You might be up in Pine Top area for weeks at a time.
We'll see. But it was good to actually go to the scene of the crime. It was good to see the lay of the land and get some more information. The case is sealed right now, so we need to see more of the probable cause documents and what investigators know or what can be released. Right now, that court case is sealed, and we'll be checking on that.
Lots still open.
And then real quick, just we're breaking news this evening on the White Mountain Apache Tribal Chairman Casey Velasquez. His case, his sex assault investigation that the BIA has been conducting on him, that's been referred to the U.S. Attorney's Office. That is a big deal. Obviously, it's up to the DOJ to charge, but we broke this case open, having covered it for the last several months. His own employee, the director of HR for the tribe, accused him of, grabbing her inappropriately around the neck from behind, asking for hugs repeatedly. She's claimed that he sexually assaulted and harassed her, and so now this case is unfolding where we didn't know a lot several months ago, and now it's in the DOJ's hands. That is significant news. So we'll have more at 5 o'clock.
Looking forward to it, and great work on that for sure.
Thank you.
I think that case in particular, that the woman's account of what she described, that alleged attack, was truly shocking. Mm-hmm. So
we hear from her again too today. We talked to her on FaceTime. Obviously she lives far away on the White Mountain Apache Reservation, but she came here and went on camera, not anonymously, and said, this is what happened to me. She's on paid administrative leave. Casey Velasquez is also on paid administrative leave, and a lot of people in the tribe are wondering, why is he still the chairman? But he has not been charged at this point, so there's your reasoning there. Innocent until proven guilty. But I just spoke to the U.S. Attorney's Office today, and they can't speak on pending investigations, but they did tell me that if any charges are filed, we'll find out about that. But this has been a long time coming. At first, we just knew that there was some sort of workplace misconduct incident that happened, and then we find out with Wendy coming forward that he had been approaching her allegedly several times, and then the touching and all that, and she detailed the account, and it's very hard to listen to. We have that full interview on our YouTube channel, and those stories that we've been covering regarding Velasquez. I've reached out to his new attorney as well, have not heard back yet.
Well, and sorry, just to circle back to your previous reporting, that this isn't the first time the chairman has been under misconduct allegations, even going back to his time as a police officer. Correct?
Yeah, and me and you have been working on that and trying to peel the onion, where people are coming forward and saying, hey, there's more to this guy. Okay, well, it's up to us to find out any documentation, not just hearsay. So we found out that he was an officer for the Navajo Nation Division of Public Safety way back 1989. He was accused of pulling a woman over, sticking his head in the window and trying to kiss her and putting his hand in her shirt and things like that, allegedly. So that came out. Nothing ever happened with that. But the fact that there was a pattern similar to the allegations he faces now, it's concerning, right?
We just have 2 minutes, if you don't mind sticking around for that. But quickly, can you go through it's kind of a weird way that the authorities work with the BIA, and then they immediately pivot to the feds. They don't deal with local prosecutors after that. Is that just how the system is set up?
Yeah, it's like they operate under more of a shroud, and they can say, we just never comment on ongoing investigations. So they say that, and they give you nothing else usually. So whether we reach out to FBI, DOJ, the BIA, I would say the BIA has been a little more forthcoming with their information, with the stuff that we've been working on, specific cases, not just Casey Velasquez, but we can bring up the murder of Chalestia Kolale in White River, the teen that was found murdered. That case is still under investigation. So yeah, sometimes they'll just kind of pivot you around to different agencies, and then you get the same answer. But
well, in your access as an investigator too to things that if it was in a state court or a local municipality with even records with documents or body camera footage or something to that regard, where it's totally changed on federal lands.
Yeah, it's definitely a different world, I should say, a different just realm. But in our side of things, it's state and public records. I would just say, sometimes when you're not getting that information, just file records requests. Just always file records requests, see what comes back. You never know what that leads to. That record leads to another record, and so on. But
real quick, what's it going to take to solve these murders of these young girls? Someone's going to have to come forward.
There was actually like a roundtable meeting today at the state capitol regarding MMIP, missing murdered Indigenous people, and there was a lot of concern regarding the turquoise alert, how it's used. I think that's something that's still fluid and has to be improved on, that we'll see in the next year. But this is a crisis that's going on for a long time. it's up to us to shine a light on it and to give it the same coverage we would to, any other kid or any other girl or person in the valley.
You're leading the charge.
Yeah, and giving a voice to those families and certainly the victims. So great work on that.
Good work, Justin.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Well, we'll have that tonight at 5, correct?
Yep.
That full report, so that'll be excellent. And keep us posted.
I don't know what we're going to talk about next, but I bet it's going to be fascinating.
Nicole Christine, Taylor Worth are going to be joining us. We're going to be talking New Year's resolutions and, of course, those holiday celebrations with fireworks, how those happen, where, I tell you what. Yeah. Phoenix. So,
all right.
Stick around. We'll be right back.
Fox 10 Talks, we're back, and we are rolling toward the new year. Tomorrow's New Year's Eve. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I believe it is.
Okay, I think so.
Yeah,
and then, I don't really remember how, when, or if it's always been this way, that fireworks were so much of a part of that. I mean, it's just a big celebration. I get that. I always kind of had reserved them for 4th of July.
4th of July.
But now I was walking in some rando store, and there were fireworks everywhere.
All out. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm not... I like my fingers just enough that I don't really want to go there.
Yeah.
We've seen just enough stories about
the
things
X-rays.
that go
I
wrong.
think is what really terrified us.
And then
what happened to the kid.
Yeah, and that it comes to mind that pro football player, the New York Giants guy, blew up his thumb, and
that was rough.
I mean,
it's over. It's over, Johnny.
And my brother, real quickly, used to set up, as a job, huge fireworks shows. And after a while, he's kind of like, yeah, I think I'm pushing my luck here a little bit.
How did he get into that?
One of the largest importers of Chinese fireworks, according to my brother, is from Missouri, which is near where we grew up. Yeah. And he kind of went to college.
This is your Chinese brother, right?
He kind of went to college down there. And they pay really well. And you go from city to city, set up these huge, like one of them I think was on the Mississippi River. So the barge is on the river. all the fireworks are out there. My brother's out there on this bar. What could go wrong, right? He's still alive, I'm glad to say. Put that in his rearview mirror. But
A little bit above the minimum wage there, I'm sure.
Oh, I think, because you got to make it worth it, right?
Right.
I mean, your life's on the line.
Yeah. Wow.
Anyway.
That's fascinating.
So there you go. There's my backstory from fireworks.
Well, I know in the Phoenix area, it's just been nuts, like driving home on New Year's Eve to see what there is. Because, of course, there's always the danger with, drunk drivers out and about, people celebrating a little too hardy. But the smoke that's in the air is wild. I remember last year driving home the West Valley, and it just looked like fog outside. And it was like, what the hell is this? Well, it's actually the smoke, in the air and just the disruptions happening. But Taylor Wirtz, she is on the line. Taylor, I know you've been covering what's happening with fireworks out and about, and the safety laws too, that aspect of it. Lots of craziness going on.
Safety laws.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
Brian says we don't need them. What say you?
We'll take a chance. I was just with the Phoenix Fire Department, and they said, of course, they anticipate tonight to be a busy night for them, but they're hoping it won't be. So they're actually going to be out on patrol. They've been doing that, and they'll be doing that for the next week or so, they said, just to make sure that people are being safe. People are using the legalized fireworks, which he says most of the things that you'd shoot off into the air, Roman candles, things like that, those are going to be your illegal fireworks. The legal stuff is like the stuff, sparklers, things that stay on the ground. So of course he wants everybody to stay legal when it comes to that, but also just, there's so many safety risks. Obviously, we haven't had a lot of rain recently, so the area is dry. So you want to be mindful of that. You want to keep your little ones back, your elderly family members, your pets. Make sure that they're not running around. Also secure your pets, because we know this is a huge time of year when the animals get out, when they're scared with the fireworks. And also keep a bucket of water. If you are going to be shooting anything off or setting anything off, it takes a long time. He said those sparklers that the kids love, those can get up to thousands of degrees. So it takes a long time to cool down. So always just keep a bucket of water and douse any fireworks or sparklers you use in that to keep things safe afterwards. But just use your common sense, people, please.
So what I took from that is all of the fun fireworks are illegal.
Essentially.
Yeah. Okay. Just want to make sure we're clear on that.
And you need to show up to your New Year's Eve party with your six-pack in hand and your bucket of water. What's that for? It's for the after party, honey.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well,
yeah.
I can't help but think, you mentioned how dry it is out there. How are we not setting off 1,000 brush fires that night? I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, there is, of course, a high risk for all that. So I think and also, if you're being dangerous and reckless with fireworks, it's not only affecting you. You could shoot something into the house 3 houses down in your neighborhood. So it's a decision that's going to affect a lot of people, because we know fires spread fast.
Yeah. Well, one thing, Taylor, I know we talked about a little bit before was Shannon's Law, where that had gone into effect, I believe, in the year 2000, around Shannon Smith, where she died from celebratory gunfire. But is that still really a problem in the Phoenix area? I know a lot of other cities, they're still dealing with it, where people go out and, of course, you have the fireworks, but gunfire, people are shooting guns in the air.
Yeah, I remember actually Nicole Christine, who can probably talk about this in a minute, said she was in a neighborhood where the neighbors said that every New Year's Eve they play a little game called fireworks or gunshots. So it is something that we still see, unfortunately, in this area. And Phoenix Fire talked about that as well. They said, obviously, that's a no-go. If you shoot off your gun, you could be hitting and potentially killing someone nearby.
Wow.
What goes up must come down. I mean, I can't even imagine what that family went through.
No.
And just like literally out of the sky, she dies. Just so random and so worthless.
Yeah. Well, I do find it amazing though, that every year, we talk about this with what fire officials are saying with here's the ones you can use, you can't use. But you look at those, especially our Fox cams with of the valley or wide view up on South Mountain, and you just see just aerial fireworks galore going off. And I'm sure as first responders are getting these calls, it's just like, you're a little bit fighting the ocean at that point of, which is the most serious call we got to go on. And There's so much of it going on.
I'm fully anticipating Taylor to be on a story along those lines the next day.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just how it goes.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Hopefully people don't keep us too busy and the firefighters too busy, but people are crazy.
All right.
Great work out there, Taylor.
Crazy.
Thank you. Yeah,
Thanks,
we'll see you
guys.
tonight. Okay, well, like Taylor just mentioned, New Year's is here. Do you have any New Year's resolutions, Brian?
Not any
we wanna
hard and
talk about?
fast things because,
Yeah.
they usually tend to fade pretty quickly. But I do have some things I'm hoping to be better at. Just, general things that we don't need to go
we
there,
don't need to
really.
go there
We don't
right
need to,
now. Sure.
just be a little bit better human being.
Well, Nicole Christine is covering that
Speaking
today.
of good human
She's
beings.
going to join us right now. And hopefully she can give you a New Year's resolution.
I
you need
would
to
think
work
of all
on.
the people in the newsroom, Nicole would be at the top of the list to plan my New Year's resolution for me.
Certainly one of the wisest. Yes. Nicole, where are you at
wow,
right now?
you guys, you're being so sweet. I like this. Let's keep this in the new year too.
Well,
Brian,
yesterday the topic was
have-
cannibalism, I believe.
Yeah,
We're improving that. We hope day by
that's
day.
interesting too. I'd love to chat about that too. Brian, I have a whole list of things for
I know.
you that we can adventure on in 2026. We'll talk about that after the show.
Fair enough.
I am here at Knockout Fitness. Let me get it in the shop for you. And I'm going to be taking a kickboxing class in about a half hour. And so we're going to do a New Year's resolution kind of extreme edition. So, people, they hit the treadmill, they maybe take some Pilates classes, which is all great. Love all of that. But what if you just have some like pent up energy, maybe pent up frustration, and you also want to kind of get on track in the new year? That's what places like Knockout Fitness are for. So we're going to be taking a kickboxing class. We're going to be talking to one of the instructors, but also hopefully getting some people that participate, because I think this is kind of like an elevated physical New Year's resolution. You're not only creating more strength for yourself, but maybe getting some of those intrinsic frustrations out and not harming anyone. You're punching a bag, or maybe you're helping somebody else out with getting their skills up to par, but you don't actually have to punch anyone. So I'm going to be taking the class, then I'm going to be coming back to the newsroom, and we're all going to practice.
And you have deadly skills that you now have.
That's where my I said we want to live in a world where Nicole Christine has deadly weapons.
Yes.
Right on her hands. Her hands
Right
are
on
the
the
deadly
hands.
weapons.
Right.
They're
I don't
here.
know.
Yeah.
The John
they're
Wick
probably
of
gonna
Fox 10, for sure.
Yes. They're probably going to have me take off my ring for the class, but I'll have it back on later. So I'll have extra.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Well, and your photojournalist that's with you today, right, Matt Rusnick, he's
Yes, he is.
probably going to be the unintended victim
Yeah.
of some of those
Take it out on him
punches.
first, please.
Yeah, Matt and I are good buds outside of work. So it's, with that comes the territory that maybe there have been a couple times where we wanted to maybe,
Right.
do a little 1-2 punch against each other. So
Pent up frustration.
Maybe today's the day we actually finally get it back. But it's all getting out of the way before the New Year's, and then it's just focusing on the good, right? On the progress, on the strength, and on all of that you're getting out. So we're gonna have fun with this story, and hopefully we're gonna inspire some people to get a little stronger physically and mentally in the new year.
I would like to know if you'd bring back maybe one move, the get me out of trouble move, the
5-finger death punch,
whatever if that works, whatever works. Get one move out of there with it I can just have in my back pocket,
right,
in case I ever need it. Out
Brian,
on the streets.
your wish is my command.
Or in
I
studio.
will come back with a whole lineup. So, although I don't think you're not karate, it's this.
Okay.
I'm fifth. It's fifth today. But yeah, that's my first lesson. But yeah, I'll bring back a lot of tips and tricks for you guys.
I think that'd be good. I mean, if Brian gets stuck in another conversation with Corey McCloskey about cannibalism,
you never know.
the shirt keeps getting unbuttoned. You get a little uncomfortable. What's the move? What's he going to take?
Sometimes you got to take.
You're going to tune in. Yeah, tune in at 9 and 10 to find out.
Okay. It's going to be rough. It's going to be bloody, but it's going to be live.
Yeah, I might have one or two less teeth after this, so that's okay. Who needs them?
Okay, going to the dentist. New Year's resolution.
Yeah, that'll be my New Year's story. So
awesome.
Go get him, Nicole.
Great work.
I sure will.
Thank you,
Bye,
Nicole.
guys.
See ya. Wow.
Whoa,
man,
got a lot going on.
Very heavy, I think, for sure.
I miss the news meetings that are fun, where we sit around and go, "Why don't we go to some kickboxing class today.
Yes,
Why don't we go?
I'm going to take my photojournalist with me. We're going to go knock it out. It's going to be great. HR's hopefully not going to be called.
I need to start thinking outside the box. I mean,
yeah, right? I think we both do. That's our problem.
The way we learned it is no longer applicable.
Right. It certainly can be said that you and I have a limited imagination.
The world has changed.
Yeah. It's on our next review.
We just follow the clues and follow the money. But
yeah.
Look at her.
Hitting it.
She's setting the bar high.
For sure.
All right. So what are you going to do New Year's Eve? Big party at your house?
That's a great call. I'm not really much of a...
Yay.
Yeah, I'm going to actually your house. It's the Webbapalooza, I believe, right? Isn't that what's being talked about for New Year's?
Not New Year's.
Okay. Coming soon?
There, I cannot confirm nor deny any reports of any party in the new year.
Certainly not on the record. Yeah,
certainly not on the record.
I wish I was more of a New Year's person, but I think I'm a little bit like, I've got a couple dogs, a young kid, so the fireworks, it gets a little, and we're going at 11, 12, 1 o'clock. I'm like, wrap it up already,
I hate to sound like a fuddy-duddy, but you've been through a couple New Year's Eves, and you're like, all right, I've been there, done that.
The days are behind me. I don't want to acknowledge them.
I wouldn't mind walking by Old Town and taking a peek in there.
Sure.
Oh, that's what people do in these days. It looks fun.
It's been great hanging with us today. We're getting the wrap up, so we'll see you next time, folks.
Bye-bye.